Next week, these 2 new hit items are coming to Pokemon Unite, and a lot of you wanted me to make a video about it, talking about them because they are quite insane. So let's talk about the items, and then in this video I'm also going to rank them for each Pokemon, so you guys have an idea on which Pokemon I think they will be strong on. So what do these do? I'm going to just get away with my cam very fast so we can read it properly. The first one is for attacker Pokemon, or anything that's physical damage. It has 15 attack, 4.5% cooldown reduction, and the passive is increases your attack by 1 or by 2.4% when you knock out a Pokemon from the opposing team, increases by half when you assist in knocking out a Pokemon from the opposing team. It doesn't say here, but it stacks at 10 stacks, so either 5 KOs or 10 assists, and it caps at 12. So 12% max HP if you have it fully stacked. Of course, you can also get something like 3 KOs and 4 assists, and it's still going to be fully stacked. And then we also have Drive Lens, pretty much the same item, just for special attack Pokemon, also giving 12% extra special attack. And of course, the most OP thing about this item is as well, cooldown reduction, 4.5%. This is what the stacks look like in-game. Again, 1 KO gives 2, right? And an assist gives 1 stack, and again, it caps out at 10. So, it's gonna compete with a lot of items. Pretty much on most special attacker Pokemon, you will probably replace Vice Glasses, right? So Vice Glasses gives us a base of 39 special attack. This one gives us, 24, so a bit less than Vice Glasses. But still, this gives us 7% special attack, doesn't matter what happens. While this item, right, gives us up to 12%. Of course, not every game you will have it fully stacked, but especially in solo queue, it is very easy to randomly get KOs, randomly get assists in. And if you have no KO and no assist, you're not winning the game with Vice Glasses either. So on most Pokemon, if you're running Vice Glasses, you can straight up remove this item and replace it for Drive Lens. Also, again, it gives cooldown reduction. 4.5 cooldown reduction on any special attack Pokemon is a very good value. So, one of the items that can be replaced. On some, it might even replace Spoon, which I'll also talk later on. Once we go over all the Pokemon, I will try to tell you which item I think is going to get replaced, right? And then for attacker Pokemon, it's probably either going to replace Weakness Policy, because Weakness Policy gives 10 attack damage, right? And you have to take damage first. So it's not always active, while the other item definitely, if you stack it up a bit, will outvalue Weakness Policy, of course. Just need a few assists and KOs. And then also, I think Charging Charm, it can outvalue definitely on certain Pokemon. Charging Charm is still pretty high cooldown. So it's going to value Charging Charm, probably outvalue Weakness Policy. And then also on certain jungle Pokemon, where you kind of are forced to play attack weight, you might not have to run attack weight anymore. For someone on, just giving one example, Talonflame, you could also replace attack weight for this item, right? For this one, or Charging Charm. So for Talonflame, for example, just giving one example now, you can either run attack weight Charging Charm, one of the two, within your item, and Razor Claw. So what is important for every Pokemon? It needs still good ratios, right? If you don't have really good special attack scalings on your moves, this item will still not be it. Or if your Pokemon just has very bad base attack damage, right? Or bad special attack, it will also not be a good item. So let's go over every Pokemon. I'm going to give my initial thoughts to see if I would play the item. Venusaur, I probably would not play it. You already don't run Vice Glasses. Maybe you might play it over Choice Specs for cooldown reduction, which is definitely something I would try, but Venusaur doesn't really have the best special attack scalings on its moves, so it's not going to do a big difference. Pikachu, it can replace Vice Glasses maybe if you play Thunder. If you play Electro Ball, you probably don't even touch this item at all. But if you go for a Thunder build, definitely can ramp up its damage a bit, but nothing too crazy. On Ninetales, it can, in Gleam, we don't play it whatsoever. But if you play Blizzard Avalanche, they can also again replace Vice Glasses or Curse Incense, depending on what you want. You'll probably also want Choice Spec Spoon still, and then you can either put on, the new item or something else. Mewtwo Y is definitely better than Vice Glasses, right? I mean, straight up, Vice Glasses is just worse than the item, and currently Vice Glasses is meta of Mew, so you can just replace Vice Glasses with the new item. Mew is similar, also still runs Vice Glasses, so you can replace it with that, also giving cooldown reduction. That is very good. Nothing game-changing, but something to consider. Same for Espeon. Again, all these Pokemon, I'm just going to put them all here. All these Pokemon who run, you know, Vice Glasses, you can just do it. On these, it might not matter all too much, because there's still better options over, you don't have to run Vice Glasses necessarily, right? On Pikachu or Ninetales, there's other options too. But on these, definitely, I don't see a reason to ever go Vice Glasses again with this item around, just because it gives current reduction. Straight up. Glaceon, I think, will be a must-have for Icy Wind. We can maybe even go 3 current reduction items now to make our Icy Wind stick even easier and make sure that it's always up. So that's pretty good. Chandelure, I think probably also, I mean, it's the same. Vice Glasses, like you can either replace Vice Glasses or Curse Incense. Delphox, probably, I mean, we can replace Shellbill for it, right? Like Shellbill is not even good. So we can just run this item over Shellbill now, which is just straight up better. But I wouldn't say it's a must-have. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a must-have. You're not gonna, Delphox again doesn't have the highest scalings either. So it doesn't matter. Greninja, if you play Surf, definitely a must-have. Definitely a must-have. It's maybe, it's gonna be interesting. Like on Jungle, you might just not have to go Tech Weight anymore. You can just play this item over Tech Weight and Surf. In Water Shuriken as well. Very easy to get KOs, very easy to get assists. Should be stacked up pretty easily. Sylveon, Hyper Voice. It's great for Hyper Voice. It is great for Hyper Voice. I hate Vice Glasses. And I think that's gonna be definitely, for Mystical Fire, it's not gonna matter all too much. But for Hyper Voice, definitely going to matter. Decidueye, it's definitely going to matter. It's so easy to just stay back, get assists, and right, you don't have to walk up for Tech Weight stacks necessarily anymore. But we can also play a Tech Weight and this item and go for even crazier Spirit Jackets. So that's gonna be very fun. I think on Cinderace, I probably would not play it unless we go Pyro Ball. Like in Pyro Ball, it's fine. I can replace a Tech Weight in Pyro Ball. But if you play the best Blaziken build, Blaziken, Cinderace. If you play Muscle Band, Ripfire Scarf, Scope Lens in Blaze Kick, your best build, then it has no place, right? It has no place in this. But in Pyro Ball, it can be good. And I'm definitely going to try also an Attack Weight Pyro Ball build. So that should be pretty fun. Inteleon, definitely a must-have. I don't see why it would not be. You can just, again, replace Vice Glasses. Just a better version of Vice Glasses, of course. It's not guaranteed you're going to get KOs and assists, but because it gives you 2.4 per KO, you just need 3, and it already outvalues Vice Glasses, right? So, pretty straightforward. Or not quite, I mean a bit more than 3. You need 4, I guess, to outvalue it. But yeah, it's very easy that you get those done, and can, you know, just outvalue Vice Glasses. Cramorant, also for Dive. Pretty good for Dive. You know? Maybe, what do we play in Dive currently? Can it replace anything in Dive? It can replace Choice Specs, I guess? We can play Spoon, Energy Amp, and the new item. Good reduction. Sounds pretty good. Duraludon, we don't even run Attack Weight. I don't see a reason to ever play it on Duraludon. Basic attack Pokemon. It's great for Dragapult, but I don't know what we can replace. I guess we can play Muscle Scope and the new item. I wouldn't say it's a must-have item on Phantom Force. On Dragon Dance, it's definitely not a must-have item. On Dragon Dance, we don't want to have it. On Phantom Force, it's definitely good. I don't know if it will be must-have, but again, you can double stack, right? You stack your passive up, and you also stack up the new item, so that's pretty good. Armarouge is a great Pokemon for this. Armarouge will be must-have. I'm just going to replace Vice Glasses as well. More special attack, cooldown reduction means more shields, more Psyshocks, right? More Fire Spins. Excellent item for Armarouge. I will play special specs and the new item and try to get as much damage as possible out for more shields. And Miraidon, no-brainer. Also just OP item on it. It can either replace Shellbell, or it can replace Energy Amplifier. It can replace Vice Glasses. It can replace Spoon as well, I think. Current reduction on Miraidon is very strong, so also a must-have item on Miraidon. Next all-rounder, Charizard, I think will be a must-have item. Charizard struggles with damage. And attack weight is hard to stack. So, of course, again, unique KOs, but Unite moves are guaranteed KOs, right? Someone like Machamp as well. I mean, it's going to be a great item. I don't see a reason to ever go Weakness Policy again over it. Cooldown reduction on physical attack is not as good, but on some it's going to be very good. Okay, I don't know why Rapidash is still as a Speedster here. I'm just going to put it down here. I'm going to put it into the Speedster category. It just has the wrong background here. I'm just using an online tier list that I find because I feel like this one is visually the best to look at. Dragonite. I don't think it matters on Dragon Knight all too much. I don't see why it would be better than anything else. Again, you don't stack attack rate, right? So again, it either replaces attack rate or weakness policy, right? So if your Pokemon doesn't run any of those, then it probably will also not be good, right? Straightforward. Gyarados, pretty good. Can either replace, it can replace attack rate, or it can replace Muscle Band, or whatever your third item is. So definitely replaceable. Is either better or the same. Mewtwo X, it's pretty good on Mewtwo X, not gonna lie. Mewtwo X is bad, but it's definitely a good Mewtwo X item. Azumarill 2, current reduction is nice. We already have enough current reduction though. What would I replace though for it? I think it's either same or better. Some people run weakness policy, so if you run weakness policy, you can replace it. Attack rate is still a must-have on Azumarill. Scope Lens, I think, is a must-have. And then either Drain Crown, weakness policy, or the new item, right? All of them work. They're either the same or maybe even a bit better. It definitely feels like a must-have item for Scizor, right? We can run Razor Claw, new item, and attack rate, or we can also, again, just skip attack rate. This just might allow us to not play attack rate and not be forced into attack rate, right? It's only 2% more than weakness policy, though, and it has to be stacked. But, I mean, maybe I'm overrating this item, but it just sounds very good, especially the cooldown reduction on top of it, right? And on Scizor, of course, more bullet punches, more sword dances, should be pretty good. Same for Scyther, you know, Speedster. You can run attack rate. I mean, you can run so many items now, right? There was always this one item I feel like I was missing on Scyther, so that's also pretty good. Suicune, I mean, yeah, it's better than Vice Glasses. It's either Vice Glasses, Curse Instance, or the new item. We can always see in draft, we can always look in draft as well to see if our opponents are tanky, and if they're too tanky, we just put on Vice Glasses, we put on Curse Incense. If we feel like we can get off Chaos and Assist, we just put on the new item, right? Pretty straightforward. Trenatar, I mean, attack rate is great on Trenatar, weakness policy is good. You play weakness policy, right? So, yeah. You have to just take part in either 5 KOs or 10 assists, or a mix of those two, right? So, it's not too difficult, I feel like, especially in solo queue. I feel like there's always a lot of KOs happening. So it should not be, I mean, I can look at my match history, maybe, to find out right now, and check a bit. So in this Azumarill game, I would be stacked late game, but again, it's also these fights. This would be an easy stack game, you know, in all these games, I would be easily stacked, I feel like. So, I mean, I think it should be not difficult in solo queue, right? In tournaments, it's a different question, but this is just for ranked, right? We're just talking about ranked. Blaziken, yeah, again, can also replace weakness policy if you really want to. You can also, maybe we can go play weakness policy, attack rate, and the new item. This is also gonna be fun. We can try new builds where we try to get as much attack damage in as possible. So, either same or better. Either the same as weakness policy or a bit better, I would say. Metagross, amazing item, right? Gyro Ball cooldown reduction, then headbutt cooldown reduction, straight up attack damage, which gives our Gyro Ball more shields. Better than weakness policy, I would say as well. Again, if you get the KOs though, that's the only part. If you don't get the KOs or assists, right, it's difficult. You just need to have some. But again, it should be, I mean, weakness policy is going to be better early game, but then again, right, early mid game, 10% is not going to make that big of a difference because attack damage is still quite low. While in late game, and just the cooldown reduction can make up for it. Just the cooldown reduction can definitely make up for it. Lucario, must-have item. Garchomp can replace. You know, some people play attack rate on Garchomp, but can definitely have a spot, maybe. Aegislash can, I mean, it's either same or better as weakness policy again, right? But cooldown reduction as well again on Aegislash is amazing. Serena, but what do I replace? Also weakness policy, right? It's just always the same. We just, it's either same or better. But again, I'm not gonna say it's straight up better than weakness policy. I think it can be on the same level and has more potential though, right? Again, it just always depends on your playstyle, on the enemy team comp. I don't want to say you just have to play this item on every single Pokemon now, right? But current reduction on Serena is great. You just have to make sure that you will get it maybe eventually throughout the game, right? I mean, I'm going to say this over and over again. Mimikyu, of course, amazing, right? Probably replaces Charging Charm. On Mimikyu, Buzzwole, amazing. Even more snowboarding for Buzzwole. Maybe also a bit more late game damage, which Buzzwole might be missing. Bit of current reduction to get to our next superpower faster. On Phalanx, it should also be amazing. Phalanx is a great Pokemon for it. Zacian, I think also amazing. Sometimes even run Attack Weight, but now you don't have to run Attack Weight. So you can run Razor Claw on the new item, potentially. Wicked Blow Shifu, probably 2. Surging Strike to Shifu, probably 2. Right? This runs Weakness Policy. This runs Attack Weight. And if we can even skip Attack Weight on certain jungle Pokemon, we would be very happy. Because Attack Weight is difficult, right? Attack Weight is the meta item on Wicked Blow Shifu. But this could just straight up replace it. It doesn't necessarily give more attack though. For example, if we look at the stats, right? So it gives 12% extra. Let's say you level 13 or something, right? You play your Shifu. How much attack do you have? Yes, 341. So, I know. Wait, where's the attack? Right here. 396. So we add 12 to it, which is around like, I don't know. How much is that? Like 40 something, right? Between 40, 50, 40, 60. Which attack weight still gives more. Attack weight maxed out will still give a bit more, right? 12 times 6. So that's just a tiny bit more. So in the end, sometimes attack weight will still outvalue, but you also have to get 6 stacks in, right? Which is a lot. But you also have to get KOs, which is a lot, right? So it's going to be interesting. I'm not saying this is not 1% going to be accurate. I could be super wrong on this list. Don't take this for granted. Don't, think a bit about it. Maybe try and figure it out yourself. I'm not saying this is 1% locked in, but it's definitely looking good for these Pokemon. Sablage as well, great for it. Tinkaton, it can replace Weakness Policy as well. But stacking on Tinkaton can be risky, right? Can be very risky to stack on Tinkaton. That is for sure. We could maybe try triple stacking. Or we can quadruple stack on Tinkaton now. We can run Attack Weight, Cookie, new item, and it's passive, so we can quadruple stack. I'm definitely going to make a video about that. Rapidash, must-have item, 100%. It's lacking damage currently. It can replace Shellbell, which I already played. So we play like Choice, Spoon. No, I think we play Spoon, Special Specs, and new item for Agility, Gleam, or Smart Strike Gleam. Gengar, no-brainer, right? For Dream Eater and Shadow Ball, absolute no-brainer. We can replace Choice Specs or Spoon. Probably Spoon, because it already reduces special defense. Gengar, right, with Shadow Ball. For Hex, as well, it's good for Hex, because Cooldown Reduction is great for Hex. It can also replace Shellbell there, as a straight-up more damage item. Dodrio should be pretty good on. More Cooldown Reduction as well. I can maybe bring back my Cooldown Reduction Dodrio build, too. Absol, over Attack Weight, I think. But we can play it over Attack Weight, straight up. I don't see reason why I want to play Attack Weight when I can also play that item. Leafeon, no-brainer. Darkrai, also no-brainer, right? Because it can replace Vice Glasses. Straight up. Zoroark, seems like a no-brainer. Attack Weight, Weakness Policy, and the new item. More attack damage, more damage. Talonflame, no-brainer. Zaora, no-brainer. Muscarada, no-brainer. I mean, it's going to be amazing for any Speedster. Cooldown Reduction, straight up more attack damage, right? Weakness Policy would be good on these Pokemon, but they can't really stay in combat for too long to make use of Weakness Policy. So this item is just straight up a better version for the Speedsters. Easy to get KOs, easy to get assists, and then you even have good more late game damage. So, yeah. Blastoise, it can be good on Rapid Spin, Water Spout. I would definitely give it a try. Slowbro, I mean, any of these, I think it's going to be good on Lapras. I think on Lapras it will be good. What do I replace though? I could replace Special Specs with it. But then I think Special Specs just gives more. The problem with Defender Pokemon is, right, Defender Pokemon don't have very high stats. So if you go to stats, for example, we put Defender right here. We look for a special attack. Lapras on level 15 has 430 special attack. So on Defender Pokemon, it's not going to outvalue Special Specs, for example, right? Special Specs will just give much more special attack. It will not give Cooldown Reduction though, but it's going to give much more damage. And you don't have to get KOs, right? But you still have to get stacks in. So for Defender Pokemon, it gives Cooldown Reduction, but maybe not enough. So I would have to test it. So this is also testing maybe. Something we have to definitely try or give it. I mean, we have to test all of these. I'm going to test this item on every single Pokemon. Don't you guys worry, right? I'm out of content anyways. So we're going to try this item on every single Pokemon. Snorlax, I don't see a reason we don't play it. Umbreon, it could be good on Umbreon. Foul Play and Snarl, But then again, Umbreon as well. How much attack damage does it have? 350. That's not too bad. But of course, compared to other Pokemon, look, it's like down. Yeah, I mean, you know. Yeah. But current reduction is great. So there's something we can try. Ho-Oh also we can try with Flamethrower Fly. And attack rate, right? Over weakness policy, maybe. Melmoswine, no. Crustle. I mean, we can try some Stealth Rock Crustle with it. But probably not. Trevenant can replace other items, can replace weakness policy, right? So, on Trevenant, it's going to be either better or the same as weakness policy. Goodra, absolutely not. Greedent. We play weakness policy on Greedent. Attack rate. It can replace weakness policy. Again, if any of these are on weakness policy, you can straight up replace it. So, now supports are also interesting. It could be good on supports. The problem is, supporter Pokemon also don't have the highest special attack. But Clefable actually has a pretty good one. So, but you're gonna be, you're not gonna be like 15 array. You're gonna be somewhere like here. So, 400, but 444 special attack, you know? So, but it's easy, you're not gonna get KOs, right? But it's easy to get assist as a support, right? Every single game where you play Clefable, Blissey or something, you're gonna have high numbers. So, like, I'm definitely gonna try it on Draining Kiss Clefable, right? Draining Kiss Clefable, I can replace it for Shaybell. Definitely gonna give that a try, but I'm still gonna only put it into here, like it needs testing. We're definitely not playing it on any of these Pokemon. On Mime, definitely trying it. Mime with Confusion Barrier sounds very fun with this item. Even more damage, but again, Mime also doesn't have... Mime's special attack is very low because it does so much damage. But we have special specs, we can put this item on, more current reduction. The question is it better than choice specs? And I don't know. Overall, yeah. If you hit only one person for early game, it makes it worth, because Fake Out can last it with choice specs easier. Blissey, again, it can be good on Blissey. Over Rescue Hood, over special specs, if you play healing build, can definitely work. And any of these Pokemon, I definitely would not necessarily recommend, right? But, I mean, on Eldegoss, it could also be bad. Like, on Eldegoss, it could be good. Definitely. Not necessarily with Point Puff, Cotton Guard, maybe. There's definitely a way of trying these out, but they have to be tested. Again, all of this is just my first thoughts on it. There's going to be a lot of math behind it, so we got to wait as well a bit to see how people maybe figure out what the breaking points are for each Pokemon. This is just my first impression. Let me know what you think about it, and hope you guys are excited for the new items. I am. I'm going to try them on all these Pokemon, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!